Hi, welcome to Hootenton's Crafts, where our wings fly free, just like our imagination. Welcome back to Hootenton's Crafts. So in this tutorial, we are going to be making this really pretty cabled headband. Fall is approaching. I'm so excited. I beyond love fall. I also, sorry for the shaking. I also love winter. I don't know. I just love cuddling up and watching movies, you know, all that good stuff. And I love fall. It's always been my favorite time of year. I'm ready for it. I love pumpkin everything, okay? Pumpkin spice everything I love. So with fall approaching, I always make headbands and I make hats. My headbands go pretty quickly, so I wanted to show you how to do a cabled headband. Now this one is knitted, so we are going to do this but in crochet, so crochet version of this knitted headband. I show you in the video different ways that you could do this. You don't have to do this band in the front. You can do a little twist to it. So I do show you different ways that you can do that to make your very own headbands. I'm loving this color. I do talk about it in the video. It's Red Heart Color Scape. The color is Rome. So, and I have this much left from one skein, and yeah, so I really like it. It's so nice and cozy. The cables may look difficult, but they're really not once you get the hang of it, of, you know, the back and the forth of front loop, back loops. It's pretty mindless. And then you know, I talk about this in the video. You can just sit there, pop on a show, watch your YouTubes, and there you have it. You'll be done before you know it. They work up really quickly, and you can make them in all different types of yarn, all different types of colors, and be really set for your fall. And like I said, it's just super easy and super cute. I love cables. Now I usually like knitted cables. I find that crochet cables are a bit bulky, where knitted cables, you know, they lay they lay a little bit differently, and I don't know. But since doing crocheted cables, I'm really finding myself that I truly do love them, and I'm starting to work with them more and more in other projects. So get ready, because we're going to turn this into a hat next week. So this is going to be this week, and then next week we're going to make a hat doing this same pattern. So get ready for that one. I hope you like this tutorial. If you do, please like and subscribe, share it. So let's get started. So as I said, we are going to be making that headband, and I just wanted to show you quickly. This is the knitted version of that headband. So you can see the cable in. Let me turn it this way so you can see the cable in, and this is what we are going to be making. So I will do a knitted tutorial for those that knit and may want to make this one, but this is the crochet version. I am using this beautiful yarn. It's called Red Heart Colorscape. It is a 4 medium and 100% acrylic. I had gotten this in some Happy Mail, and I just love it. I'm also going to be using a 5mm crochet hook. And then I just have my little needle for sewing in ends. Alrighty, so you're going to need to chain 20. So I chain 20, and then you're going to do 2 rows of just plain double crochet. You will chain up 3, and that chain of 3 will count as a double crochet on your ends. So make sure you have 20 stitches. Chain 1, and let me pull this yarn over here. Alrighty, chain 1. In that first stitch, you are going to single crochet. In the next 2 stitches, you're going to put 1 front post double crochet. In that next stitch, 1 single crochet. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for you, because this part is the tricky part. Alrighty. Set up for a treble crochet, so wrap the yarn around twice. Skip the next 3 stitches, so 1, 2, and 3. In that 4th stitch, put a front post treble crochet. And then do that for the next 2 stitches, so you'll have a total of 3 front post trebles. Now this part is the tricky part, because we're going to have to go back into these 3 stitches, but we're not going to go to the front. We're going to go behind these. So set up for your treble, go back behind your stitches. There's that first double crochet, go around for the front post, and then put your front post treble. Do it again for the next 2 stitches. So again, sometimes it's easier to push these front, and then you can just easily see your back stitches. So you see how it's like that? I push them front, and then there's my last stitch right there. I'm going to do my front post treble. And there you go, your first little cable edge. So that is going to be right here, this part right here. And you'll see it as it goes on and on and on, how it's gonna look. Alrighty, so now again, set up for a treble. Skip the first 3 stitches into that 4th front post treble, again into the next 2. And the last one. So you'll have 3 front post trebles. Alrighty, so now set up for your treble. Now this time we will be going into the front of these 3. So you're just going to cross over and go to that first skip stitch and do your front post treble. Wrap again, and then go to that second skipped stitch and do a front post treble. And then one more time in that 3rd. So in the first set of stitches we went in the back, and this one we went in the front. This little stitch right here, you're going to single crochet, and then 2 double front posts. So 1 double front post crochet in this stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next. And in the last stitch, a single crochet. Chain 1, turn, and then single crochet into that stitch. Into those 2 front post double crochets, you're just going to put 1 back post double crochet. Let me get my, whoops, and then again. So that stitch right there, that's a single crochet. And that just gives you like a nice little edging. Like right here, it's just knit, and then you see the cables. So this is going to be our little nice little fancy edging. It's going to look like its own little set of cables right there, but not really. And then you have the cables in the middle. And as I said, like I said, you'll see as we go on, this all come together and look really, really pretty. Alrighty, so now in all of your trebles, you're going to put a back post double crochet. So find all of your trebles and back post. And then again right here. It's always hard the first set of cables. After that, then you know where your stitches are and you're like, okay, this is easy, and then it works up rather quickly. When you're first doing it and you're getting the setup round going, it's a little bit tricky to get to the back and the front, but alright, so then remember that stitch, that's one single crochet, and then in these two front posts, you're going to do one back post double crochet, another back post, and that last stitch a single crochet, chain one and turn. And then there you go. So now you can start to see how it's like going this way, and then you have like that little tucked in part in the middle, like here. So now in that first stitch, single crochet, front post double crochet in the next two stitches, and then single crochet. So that's how those four, that's always going to be those four: single crochet, front post double, and single crochet. Now we're not going to do the twist part again. We're going to stretch this out a little bit. So in between your cables, you always have what's called setup rounds, where you're setting up for your next cable in round. So that is what we are going to be doing. So in all the stitches, you're going to be putting a front post double crochet in all of your cable stitches. So find them all, and that's it. Just put a front post double crochet. And knitting, it would be, the wrong side would be purl and the front side would be knitting, and you would do that for a total of 4 rows, and then you would have your next setup for your next cable. And it just gives you a really pretty look of the cable and not so crunched up. You really want to space it. You could even go longer if you want to, but you just want a nice, space between your cables. Alright, so in that one stitch right after your 12 cable stitches, single crochet, the next 2 front post double crochet, and that last stitch a single crochet, chain 1 and turn. And look at that back. Ooh, look how pretty that looks. So I love this. Oh, I'm so ready for fall.
Me too.
I love fall, but now you can see how pretty your cable is coming out, and you see you're giving yourself that stretch, and that's what you want. If we just started with the cable and you just have like bulges, and you won't be able to see how pretty that cable is going to be looking. So this will be our last setup row. in that first stitch, a single crochet, a back post double crochet in the next 2 double crochets, and then a single crochet. Now in those next 6 stitches of the cable, you are going to be doing, let me pull some yarn, a back post double crochet. Now in that 4th stitch of your little setup, we're going to do a single crochet and those 2 back post double crochets in the next double crochets, and now single crochet in your last stitch, chain 1 and turn, and there you go. So now you can definitely see that really pretty cable better, and that is really pretty. Alrighty. And then you can also see this this gives a nice pretty edge into it than just single crochet and then boom, a cable. It just makes it look really pretty. Alrighty. Pull some more yarn. I'll show you how we're going to do the cable in again. That first stitch, single crochet, the next 2 front post double crochets, then do front post in each one, and then single crochet. Now wrap yarn around twice and set up for a treble. Skip the first 3 stitches and go front post into the 4th, and then the following next 2 stitches, 1 front post, treble crochet. Now the tricky part again, you're going to go behind it, but like I said, take these stitches, fold them down, pull this back up, and then you see your 3 stitches. So go into that first one and do your treble, go into that second one and do another front post treble, and then into that last one. And there you go. Now skip the next 3 stitches and go into that 4th in the front post and make a front post treble, and then in the following 2. Now we have to work these skip stitches, and remember this one is in the front. So wrap your yarn around, set up for a treble, go into that first skipped stitch, front post treble crochet, go into the next, and again front post treble, and then that last one, front post treble. Now in this next stitch, single crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet in the next 2 front posts, and then 1 single crochet in the last. And you have it. So now again, now we're going to do our setup round. So I'll show you one more time what the setup round is, and then I'll press pause and do mine until I get back to do the cable. So, did I chain one? No. Chain one, single crochet in that first stitch, and then a back post double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet. Now in the next 6 stitches right here of your cable in, you are going to put a back post double crochet. Oops. And the only thing different, well, there's lots of things different about the cabling and knitting and crochet, but I always liked the knitting cables a lot better because, I don't know, it's not a bulky, I don't know, crochet comes out very bulky, I guess, with the cable in, and so I wasn't really fond of it, but I'm starting to really love it. It's just such a pretty look, and if you're not a knitter, you can still achieve that look, you know, with crochet. So in the last stitches, because I talked, you single crochet and then your 2 back post double crochets and then single crochet in the last stitch, chain 1 and turn. And so look there, now you can definitely see that pretty cable, and just imagine it sideways. It's hard to really, well, you'll be able to see it, but there we go. Look at that. Look how pretty. I love that. On a solid color, it would really stand out. I don't know why I didn't do solid. I just thought this was so pretty, so fall, and yeah. So this is what we're doing again right here. So it doesn't look that much different, does it? Looks so pretty. I love it. Love it. Alright, so for this round, you're just going to follow along the thing. Put your single crochets where your single crochets go, and then a front post double crochet in all the stitches. And then you're going to do that to the back, but you'll be back post. So I'm going to go ahead and do these next 2 rounds, and then I will do one more cable in round with you, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, see you in a hoot. Okay, I am back. I finished up my setup rounds, and now you can definitely see those cable in stitches popping through, and look how pretty. It definitely gives you that turned in look, like in this one, like folded cables. I just love it. So it's just so pretty. Alrighty, so I single crocheted, I did 2 double crochets, and then I single crochet. So now I'm ready to do my cable in. You're going to wrap your yarn twice to set up for a treble crochet. Skip the first 3 stitches. In that 4th stitch, do front post treble crochet, and then do the same in the next 2 stitches. Now, remember, we're working in behind these stitches. So fold it down, pop that back up, and then you'll get your 3 stitches. So in that first skipped stitch, do your front post treble crochet, and then in the next 2. And that's all you have to do. Just fold that downwards, pop those 3 stitches out. Now, wrap your yarn again, skip the first 3 and go into those next 3 stitches and do 1 treble crochet, front post treble crochet in each stitch. Now wrap your yarn again, and this time we're going to go in the front, which is a lot easier, but it does, like once you get the knack of it, oops, it's not hard. It really isn't. So in that first skip stitch, do treble crochet, and the next skip stitch, do your next, and then in that last, then a single crochet, front post double, front post double, and then a single crochet in the last. Chain 1, and then there you go. So now you'll follow again doing your setup rounds. So you'll do your single crochet, and that yarn pulled out there, single crochet, 2 back post doubles, single crochet, and then 6 back post double crochets, and then you're ended. And then you'll keep continuing on doing the rows that, I don't know why it jumped like that, but doing the rows that until you have your desired length. So what I do for my headbands is I wrap it around my head. You don't want it to be tight, but you don't want it to be loose. You want it to be comfortable fitting on your head. So wrap it around to where it feels comfortable with a nice stretch. So I will get back to you, and I'll use my little handy dandy measure, and we'll measure this, and I will let you know how many inches I did for mine, in case you just want to, you know, follow along with doing the inches. So, oh, I'm loving this. I'm so loving this. And then I'll show you different ways that we can do this part. Alrighty, I will see you when I have the band of my headband completed. See you in a hoot. Alrighty, so I am back. I did a total of 12 cables. So you count these and you should have 12 full cables. Now the last cable, I didn't complete the 4 rows of, you know, the back and front front post double crochets. I just did 2. So, and then I measured this out, and I have 20 inches. So, and it fits very comfortably around my head. It doesn't feel tight or anything and has good stretch. So 20 inches and 12 full cables. So now you can see it all come together and how pretty that looks. I seriously love, love, love this yarn. This is gorgeous. I'm going to do a knitted version in the same yarn and see what it looks like, because I am loving this. But there we go. I love the edging of it. It just gives you a nice look and really pops the center cables out, and I love that. You always want to have like a nice you know, border around your cables to really make that pop out. Alrighty, so to finish this off, you're not going to be me. You're going to leave a long tail so that way you can sew the ends together. I didn't do that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm finished. And I went ahead and tied all my ends in, and then I thought, womp, womp, womp. I was supposed to close my ends. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this together. But first, so there are 2 ways that you can do your headband. Well, there's actually 3 ways. You can sew together, boom, have it like that. Or we're going to do this way, to where we're going to sew that together, the seam, and then put this little piece on top and give you this cute little like bow looking headband. Or you can do the twist. So how we're going to do that is you're going to flip the right side up so that way you have the wrong side showing. Make like a little mouth with your 2 ends, and you're going to insert a piece in the middle and layer it. See that? So you have 1 mouth, 2 mouth, and you're just going to put them two together like so. You're going to sew that, and then when you turn your work to the right side, oops, I had it twisted and I didn't know it. Alright, when you turn your work inside to the right side, you have this pretty little twist. You see that? And so that could be another option, and this I love. You could put something in the center of it or just leave it like that. I usually just leave it like that. Let me see if I can show you without having to sew it. So there you go. That gives you like a nice little twisted look to your cables. But for this one, like I said, we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to go and I'm going to weave in, well, not weave in the ends, but I'm going to sew these 2 pieces together, and then we're going to make the little strap for our center. So I will see you in a hoot. Alrighty, I sewed my 2 ends together, and so like I said, you could just leave it like this if you want to, but we're going to you could also just cinch that together like that, but we're going to make the little strap around it. So you can do this in a different color. Like I have solid orange, and that would be really pretty. Or you can do it in the same color that you had, just to, I don't know, tie it all in, whatever you want to do. So you are going to chain up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, we're going to chain up 10. So we're going to chain up 10. That's going to give you a nice band. Oops, let me just fix you a little bit so you can see this properly. So we chained up 10, and now we're going to add 2, because those first 3 are going to be our first double crochet. So count down from 3, 1, 2, and 3. Into that 4th chain, you're going to do a double crochet, and then into the following chains, leaving you with 10 total. Oopsie. So you should have 10. That first one, the chain 3 will always count as a double crochet. So now you're just going to keep working just straight double crochets back and forth until you have a nice strap. So I'm going to do mine, and I'll get back to you and we'll go over the length and and everything. It varies because this is a thicker yarn, and so we have a thicker headband. This one is a thinner yarn. This is Karen Simply Soft, and so it gives you a looser material and thinner. So I didn't have to do that many here in the knitting. So we're gonna do this together. So I will see you in a hoot once I'm done with my little strap. Okay, so I did a total of 8 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 rows, left a long tail for stitching it together. So how we're going to do that is you'll scrunch this up, and then you'll get, you know what, let's turn this inside out first. Then you can scrunch this up, put your 2 pieces together. And then I always go in the with the back loop, and then the back loop, and just gives you like a flatter finish. Alrighty. Just want to make sure you really get that end together. And see, by going in the first loops, you get that, I think it's called the mattress stitch. I'm not sure what it's called, but you just get a nice flatness to it. I'm going to weave these 2 ends in and then turn this inside out, and we'll see what our headband looks like. Alrighty, my ends are weaved in. We're going to flip this forward, give it a little judging, and there you go. Look how pretty that looks. You have your very own cabled headband. You can make these in all types of different colors, and like I said, so many different styles as well. You don't need to You can even make that a little bit tighter if you want it to be more like cinched in the middle. But yeah, there we go. Look how pretty. And works up really easy. Once you get your cable stitches down and you know how to do it, after the first maybe like 3 rows, you're like, okay, I got this. It's pretty mindless. You can sit there and watch your show and you'll be shocked. One time I was just sitting there and I finished a whole skein of yarn and I was like, holy cow, this is like the longest headband ever, and I had to like pull it back some. But I have this much left. I don't think that's enough for let me wrap this. I don't think that's enough for another crocheted headband. I'll give a knit and a try and see if that be enough. If not, I have more and I can always add to it. But that's it. That is it. That is how we made our first fall headband of the fall season. I can't wait. I love fall. I love it. But you can do so many different things with this. Oh, I don't have any pieces here with me, but you can add like a little gem if you wanted to. They sell like those little diamonds or cubic zirconia or fake diamonds. I don't know what they're called, but on the chain at the craft store that you add to things, you can wrap that around the front, do like a couple little rows and bling this up, or just leave it like this because it has enough color that it's already blinged in itself. But yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give a thumbs up, share it, and that's it. I hope you all are having a hooterific day, and stay tuned for the knitted version. Hootin' out. Bye.